Hello everyone, I am Garrett Oakember, and this is an impromptu Smite video because I've been gathering a lot of strange pictures here, and I decided to share them off. Many of these are experiences that have recently happened, or not so recently. So this one, I don't remember when I took this one, but I'm playing Kuzenbo, and one of my little minions there has decided to get stuck in the middle of the air. I don't know why. He got stretched. He got absolutely stretched in the air. And it's a mystery as to why he got stretched. I remember sending him out, and he just froze in the air and became Laffy Taffy. It was a little bit funny. Odd and kind of game-shattering if you absolutely depended upon that little Kappa helping you out. But apparently Kuzenbo has such mighty strength in his arms and his claws that he can just whip out his little friends and turn them into weird ragdolls. I don't know. I tried to get a picture of it from the front, and unfortunately the second I clicked F12, it just vanished. This is apparently a small bug that can happen with Kuzenbo. For whatever reason, it decides to just lose itself and get weird. Anyways, I've never seen it before. It only happened this once. It was really strange. But this gets a bit stranger. Who here remembers the good versus evil mode? Where the arena gets saturated with corruption. Well, we were waiting a good deal of time for our friend here to die, because he was rooted in the fountain. He never appeared in the center like everyone else, and he was stuck behind in the fountain. He was literally stuck in that area of an arena of his own making. Everyone else was dead. Every single character. We died. The enemy died. And here he was, sitting there, waiting. That was it. He was literally waiting. The clock had to run out. Nobody won that round. It was the strangest thing. I have no explanation for how that happens, because when that mode concludes, when you finish that match, it's very similar to an arena mode, everyone gets pulled into the center, kind of like the Underworld event. In fact, very, very similar to the Underworld event. And everyone gets pulled to the center, but he did not get pulled. Our Vulcan remained in the fountain for some unknowable reason and was immune to the damage the ground was dealing to him. He was utterly immune. It was really comical to see. This is a rare bug, a rare treat to see in Smite on occasion. Every now and again, you get to glimpse it and have just a lot of laughs at the expense of your friends. I mean, it was good, because by him doing this, the enemy team did not win. And if I remember correctly, they did wipe us. We were missing our Vulcan. We were missing that damage. They did wipe us, but they died in an effort to do so. Since he was the last one alive, technically we should have won, but the game was smart enough to realize there was a problem. And it did not give them the victory. It did not give us the victory. It didn't even give us a draw. It just did what it did. Everyone loses. Everyone loses. Really funny to see. And unfortunately that game mode is no longer available, which really sucks. I think they should make those game modes available 24/7. They should be available, because on occasion you get the smile of a really buggy mess, or just humor in general. I know this video's a little bit strange. I'm doing just Smite stuff, because I collected this stuff and I figured I'd talk about it. There's one more image here of him looking sad in the base. There he is. For some reason you can see people outside, even though it was what it was. But it was, oh, that's right, no, they didn't die, They did lose a few people, but yeah, they were really upset that they couldn't do anything about this, because if they left their area, now I remember, they left their area, they would die. So it didn't give anyone a victory at all. It was what it was. And I wasn't recording during any of these, of course. The videos, I know they'd be a lot funnier to watch, but on occasion, I will snap pics, and these are some of those examples. Warning, the road ahead contains salt. Welcome to Smite, and this is a match I did today. I went 21-0 as a Poach in the adventure mode, and I was called a hacker. I was actually reported for hacking, elite hacks, if I remember the phrasing correctly. They believed that I was hacking, and this is not true at all. And I thought it was hilarious that they would assume that I was hacking. So what exactly happened to cause me to have one of the highest scores I've ever received in any adventure mode since? Well, our Wheelix went AFK at the start of the match, which caused me and Kuzumbo, who remained in lane like a saint, to gain more experience than we normally would. That's how the game works, people. Also, if you look at their team makeup, they got Kukulane, which is a terrible god, and I don't know why anyone plays him. Frankly speaking, he has no poke. And they have Chiron, who is one of the weakest AD carries in the game. He's designed as a finisher assist AD carry, meaning that his actual damage output is rather low. And then they have the Morrigan, who I love the Morrigan. Unfortunately, she does not work well in joust modes. She does not work well. Why? There's fewer gods to select from, and there's more chances you're not going to be good with those gods. In addition to that, her ult is designed to make the most benefit of a particular type of god. Kukulane is a terrible god to transfer. In fact, there's no reason to turn into him, so she has no reason to turn into him. Mr. Chiron there. You can check the chat down below. Nice hacks, best AP of 2018. Nice cheating. He spelled cheating wrong. Okay. The Morrigan really requires a specific loadout, a specific god ability set. An Apuach, an Anubis, a Changa, an Ares, a Hercules, Kuzumbo, maybe a Nox, Medusa. That kind of stuff is really good for Nox. Kukulane, Chiron, a Wheelix, these are terrible picks for Nox, for Morrigan to transform into. So she was really feeling the pressure there. Ultimately, what happened was, Kuzumbo reflects damage. Any of these gods, especially the Morrigan, can dish out a tremendous amount of damage when they work together. Unfortunately, Kuzumbo reflects said damage. So every time they went to move in, Kuzumbo was in the front, I was in the back. I would launch my corpses at anyone within distance, and remain very safe behind my giant turtle friend. My giant turtle friend was reflecting all their damage back at them the entire time. I was able to blow up the lane because I'm Apuach, an overpowered mage. So, yeah, they claim I was hacking, and I was not. I wouldn't even begin to know how to hack, and I play this game too damn much to care about ruining my account. I'd rather play legit, which is what I've been doing. So yeah, their report did not go through. Unfortunately for them, the Butthurt and the Salt, they went well together to make these very interesting clips, these immortalized clips of how people can get upset. And this is where I talk seriously about the game instead of talking about how funny it was that they were so enraged that they thought I was hacking. The seriousness is that anybody can report you for any reason. As long as it follows the suit of rules. And I didn't respond to them the entire time, mind you, because if I had, they could have said I was being toxic. They cannot report me for toxicity when I say nothing. My teammates, they just showered me with love because I was mowing them down. Mostly because of Kuzumbo. Again, without the Kuzumbo, this wouldn't have happened. I also suspect these players were low elo, so they're going to feel like somebody is overpowered, especially if they're playing as a god they know very well, and they're playing them in a map that god excels in. Watch 3v3. So, yeah, Kuzenbo was truly the MVP there. Wheelix, unfortunately, didn't get very far. She'd returned at the end of the match. Normally, that would require some sort of, look at. Like, hey, yeah, this person left the game. But they did come back, and we did win, and they tried. They did not give a kill, thank goodness. They were not feeding. It really sucks they weren't there to begin with. But honestly, we probably wouldn't have won had Wheelix been in the match prior. If she was a bad Wheelix, if she was in the wrong position, she could have given them kills, and that would have made them stronger, in which case we'd be the ones yelling at them. Not really. Also, if you use swearing of any kind, if you do things like that, you're eligible for a report. I don't believe there was any swearing on our team. In fact, there was really no communication whatsoever. Kuzenbo was just being an awesome fat tank reflecting damage, and I was being a mobile machine gun. But yeah, they're basically just shit-talking me the entire time to try to get me to say something in chat so that they could use that as fuel. They did report me, and it did not work. So, at the very least, it goes to show you, if you try to fill a false report with no substantial evidence, you'll get ignored. It's just what happens. It's just how it works. But I've had this kind of stuff, I've seen this kind of stuff happen in the past. You'll have pre-mades, especially pre-mades, will all gang up on one person. Even for no reason whatsoever. If that person's doing amazing, oh, you stole my kills, or you're doing shit, we don't like you, or who plays that god, your build is stupid, that kind of stuff. They will all report this person in succession. The problem with a group report, especially if it's a pre-made, because they're guaranteed to do it, and this happens more than it should in a game like Smite, in any game that's multiplayer, you have group reports that they attack, and even if the first report gets ignored, if the second report is bogus, the third usually sticks. Rule of thumb by Smite. If there's enough reports going in, a player will receive the consequences even if they don't deserve to. When my friend Bane first played, he received a report by, it was a pre-made, I think it was, we were in a pre-made with 3 other people. If I remember correctly, they all reported Bane, because he was brand new to the game. He's playing with me. The elo is a bit different. It's like an up and down kind of situation. And they thought he did terrible, that he was doing it on purpose. He wasn't. In fact, he got dicked that entire match. If I remember correctly, I think he was Thor? And I was telling him how Thor's an assassin, and he was trying his best, and Thor's a very odd god to start the game with. Surprising that he's a starter god. He ended up against enemies that countered him. And he got 3 reports from those fuckers. Now, I'm guaranteeing at least one of those reports stuck, because 3 of them. Hi-Rez doesn't really look at who gave you the report, unless their account is so shoddy. But poor Bane must have received a report at one point. However, because he just started the game, your first reports, and I say reports with a plural because I honestly don't know how many of them, your first few reports are meaningless. Nothing happens as a result of it. They get erased off your record, blah, blah, blah. In fact, your record, if it remains pristine long enough, it erases past transgressions over the course of a year or so. So, yeah, but this was my first big report I've ever received. And I thought it was interesting to catalog this because of the salt, the absolute salt that I received as a result of playing actually good. And I play a very mean Apwatch, and if I have a very mean tank with me, I can do amazing things. So concludes our little video here. This is a small little video of me talking about clips of things I've witnessed. yeah, I'm not really into doing videos on Smite, as many of you know, but occasionally I pop in a video here and there because I can. I felt this was an interesting enough topic to talk about some strange things that have happened, either because of bugs or player behavior, things like that. Quite honestly, there's been a lot that I've not recorded or taken a picture of, and I kind of feel sad. I feel a little bit sad about that because I play Smite and I don't enjoy recording it. But then there's those moments where you say, "God damn it, that was funny," or "That would have made for a good video," and I never bothered. So yeah, that really stinks. But that's how it is. You're gonna play some games by yourself, and you're gonna play other games for an audience. Well, I hope you enjoyed the pictures. I hope you enjoyed the silliness there. Let's get another look at that Kappa, shall we? Oh boy. Look at that beautiful boy. I'll see you all later. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.